Good evening. Welcome to Book of Saints. We're very pleased you could join us, albeit our late start. Everything seems to be in order now, though, and I have no announcements for you. So, let's go ahead and get started with meeting our Cainites, shall we?
Hello there. I will be playing Jason DORN. I am excited to meet these Thin Bloods and continue our journey.
What's up, y'all? Playing TREY as usual. Yeah, let's get the show on the road.
Hello, I am Victor BELLSHANE, and excited to see how we can top burning down a mansion.
I'm Isaiah. I play West. Wesley, West Jones. I don't know what's going on. I feel like that kid on the school bus in The Simpsons.
We'll catch you up very shortly, West. Last episode was quite interesting, to say the least. New revelations, a new ally, perhaps not the one you guys had sought out. But let's go ahead and get started with tonight's episode of Book of Saints. To begin, I'll be relying on my players, on our Cainites, to fill in their ally, who was missing, at least in spirit, last session. Gentlemen, a recap, please.
Well, see, what happened was we got jumped right in that Nosferatu mansion. Managed to get away, roam the halls a little bit. All the while, Victor was talking to the head Nos in charge. And of course, Felix being, I guess, Felix, building that short reputation in this short amount of time, kind of fucked us a little bit by bringing us there, knowing that he didn't have the best of relations with the Nos. So the head Nos assumed that we were in league with Felix and trying to betray him, or have betrayed him somehow. So they were watching us, eventually die on the screens. But we fought back, as you saw. So eventually, Victor parted ways. Didn't stand for it and started looking for us. We roamed the halls and came across a couple of items. Took some stuff, a couple candles, and this guy grabbed a large picture off the wall, and eventually came across
a hand out of a case.
Well, it had a nice ring on it. All right, I didn't grab a full size portrait of somebody. All right.
And also, this is a nice picture. I'm just saying it could sell for some, but I might keep it. It's pretty nice.
Eventually we came across Felix, and he was being a little sketchy. We were talking to him, and then eventually Victor found us and clued us in on what was going on, and we said, fuck that shit, let's get out. And on the way out, we set the carpets and drapes and everything ablaze as we exited the place.
And the front door.
Yeah, and the front door. So we went about our way. Felix kind of gave us the rundown of what happened between him and the Nos. Can't remember exactly sure, but I know that the head Nos was in a pack with Felix. And Felix left that pact. And yeah, they didn't take too kindly of that. So Felix was like, yeah, y'all could still be friends with the Nos, it's whatever, and kind of gave, little, not really apology, but, it seemed like he had some guilt there. But eventually we went to another bar. They started killing everybody again, and packed up some blood bags. to send over to the Nos as an apology. Blood bags being, humans, tied up humans.
With cheese.
Yeah, with cheese.
Only the finest.
And then from there, we decided that the Thin Bloods were next on our list to go speak to.
Because apparently the Warriors also don't like our friend.
The Warriors don't like anybody.
That's fair.
I don't know why I had to re-explain all of that, given that you was there, Isaiah, or should I say,
Totally.
uh,
Totally 100%.
Wes.
Isaiah was not there. Wes was
Wes.
100% present.
Yeah.
Wes had a great time. Wes was like, hell yeah, burn shit out. Wes was like, fuck yeah, murder more people in the bar.
Actually, yes, that is exactly what you said in most of those situations.
I was gonna send like Ramos a thing for like what Wes should do, but I forgot. But I was like, he knows. Wes is just a teenager who's happy to be a vampire.
All right. Well, now that we've done this weird little recap, let's be on our way, Felix, who's just been standing here watching us do this.
So, this is where we join our Cainites after the debacle in the Nosferatu Manor. After another feeding in the bar. We rejoin you now, gentlemen. It is your scene.
To the Thin Bloods, right? No.
Yeah. Gonna go schmooze and hopefully this time not have to burn a house down.
And those are like the Cainites that are like us but weaker, because their blood's thinner, further removed.
They're basically half-breeds, but don't call them that.
Cool. So like, do they have like their own thing, like how like the 13 clans or whatever have? Like, how you have darkness and Trey has this whole like I talk to animals.
Yes, they do. And they can also walk in the sun. So, there's that.
Do they get tired?
Mm.
So cool. I'm walking the sun.
But would you give up your shadows just to walk in the sun?
Yeah, no, I'm cool. I'm fine with the powers. I didn't go outside that much anyways.
That's what I thought. Oh, I
So, like, do
guess
they have a presence everywhere? Like
everywhere
know,
they
like,
haven't
the
been.
Cams have like their cities, and like we have our cities.
They don't have any cities, but everywhere they haven't been wiped out, they have a presence.
Oh, so they get wiped out. So like people don't like them? Like, do we like them?
They're weak.
Oh, so it's just like the strong survive thing. It's not like a I hate you for being half breeds thing.
More like a you bring shame to vampires thing. That's the way.
So it is like it's like a prove yourself sort of thing.
Kind of. I guess that would be the best way to put it.
Yes.
Cool. I mean, I
Sounds
guess we
like
can
more
capture.
so like they're just, the weak kid that gets bullied by everybody. But
That.
yeah. Because everybody
And
else
so,
are
like,
assholes. Yeah.
That.
And like the ones we're meeting are like the weak kids that like pulled an Ender's game and got the bully to leave them alone enough for them to survive.
I don't know what that is, but sure.
You never read that book in the 8th grade? I forgot you're probably like 300 years old. Never mind. Never in Miss Stosky's reading class.
Felix speaks up.
So
The Thin Bloods we'll meet tonight are zealous, we'll say. They recognize that they're the strongest, but there's a conviction to them. They have a lot to prove, you see. I'm not sure where you fall on the spectrum, Victor. Whether you condemn them as heretics or praise them as the first sign. Either way, if you seek to make them allies or thralls or minions, best not to insult them too much. By all means, throw your weight around. But walk the fine line.
I think it'll be better if we don't even throw the weight around, really. They get that so much. They're more likely to respect us if we treat them as an equal.
Difficult to do with their kind, but admirable if you can.
Might be like a revenge of the nerds thing, you know?
Should we just be nice to the new kid?
Yeah, sure.
Felix leans over to you, Victor. Do you know what that is?
I feel like you guys didn't go to high school. All these references aren't landing. All right, 19. In 3 days.
There we go.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So you all go. Is there any conversing, anything to discuss along the way?
I mean, Wes never shuts up, so I'm sure something.
What's the entire time? This is explaining high school to Victor as they walk. Okay, so basically there's like 4 grades, right? And it's like 14 through 18. And you have lockers and you have like 6 periods in the day. Sometimes you have a free period. And you have PE is mandatory. You get hot lunch. There's a pizza day on Fridays.
Pretty sure there was 7 when I was in school, and pizza wasn't a thing. Neither were lockers.
I'm so sorry. You had to go through life like that.
I got a question,
A house.
Felix. Who don't like the Thin Bloods? Like, if
No one
is there
likes the
anybody
Thin
that-
Bloods. You'll find that across all sects, mortality rate of Thin Bloods is incredibly high. More so within the Sabbat, more so within Mexico. But these ones have persisted, albeit a changing roster every once in a while. But no one likes the Thin Bloods, Mr. ESBRICK. We tolerate them. We acknowledge that they are a sign of Gehenna. No one likes them.
It's kind of mean,
They
He doesn't
are.
like an underdog.
maybe a little racist. I don't know.
Their blood is tainted. They are half of what you are.
Jeez, tell us how you really feel.
I mean, that's, the conquistadors and, colonizers. That's how they all said too, but, it's whatever, I guess. Saying, history is
Are you
kind
getting
of...
the vibe?
I acknowledge that
should
they have their
probably-
part to play.
I should probably step in here and mention that in the Holy Book, because you kids don't know, the emergence of Thin Bloods is a sign of the end of times.
I mean, you told us we weren't ready for the Vamp Bible yet, so.
No, I said you weren't ready to be bound.
Yeah, who wrote the book, though? Like, just think about it. Like, oh, it's
I
got to
assume
be
Cain.
old, right?
Be careful, Mr. Esbrick.
I'm just saying.
I assume it was Cain. I feel like it's a personal account.
You are
I think
asking
that's what we're called,
questions that are
Cainites.
close to heresy.
You know,
Will get you
Yeah,
murdered in an instant in this town. Those are
I feel like you stop
questions to
questioning
ask
stuff, bro.
us
I just be going.
behind closed doors, not in the middle of a street.
we just murdered a whole. Y'all just murdered a whole bar full of people.
Yeah, for
Can't talk
Cain.
about stuff.
That was
I wouldn't.
food.
We, Mr. Esbrick, are Cain's angels, his chosen few. The Thin Bloods are a tool, a step. They'll have their part to play, just as we do ours.
I guess. Okay.
Do they also have a mansion? Are we going to a mansion again? I assume not, right?
I doubt it.
Small church.
Oh man.
Hope you're wearing your Sunday shoes, gentlemen. This conversation continues as you guys walk through the streets. Any questions regarding the Thin Bloods and the pack?
Yes. This time, I want to be smart. What is their leader like, and what is your relationship with them before we walk in the door?
I don't
how
deal
well
with
they
them.
know you, Felix?
I don't deal with them. I know of them, I know where they operate, but I don't speak with them. And for that
You
reason,
said they
I'm
rotate.
on good terms. They do.
So, like, who's the oldest? Like, who's the one that's been around for the longest?
When last I spoke with them, their leader was a man named Michael.
How long ago was that?
Yeah.
Some 2 years ago.
And that's short for us, right? I've only been doing this for like 8 months.
That's not short for them.
Oh, they're like. Oh. Lame.
Maybe.
When last I spoke with them, they were calling themselves Legion. Play on
Why don't we get a cool name?
biblical terms.
It's kind of try hard, but okay.
So, how many of them are there?
There was... When I met with them, there were 15, 16 perhaps.
A little bit of an army of them.
A bit larger than the standard pack, but necessary for their blood.
So, 16 members that can just walk around in the day, shoot us while we're sleeping. Yep, sounds like a great thing to have here.
Some can walk during the day. It's difficult to tell how many. They keep their secrets close.
Well, even if we assume it's only a small number, it's good to be on the good side. I don't like getting shot when I'm sleeping.
I was actually under the impression that all Thin Bloods could.
No, I've encountered many whose beast roars as loudly as yours, Mr. BELLSHANE. Those that come in different variations. They are not unlike the caitiffs. who are
What's a Cainite again?
so different from their clans. They come in a multitude of flavors.
Oh, so they're all like different.
Correct.
So we can never expect them to share a power.
No, I'm afraid that a choice will have to be made here, gentlemen. Either keep them close as allies, ensuring your daytime slumber is left unabated, or wipe them out entirely, one fell swoop, ensuring your daytime slumber is left unabated.
Preferably allies to make sure others leave our
You keep your
daytime
friends
sleep
close and your
unbathed.
enemies closer.
Well,
I read that in a book.
seeing how they're still around, clearly they have something keeping all the others from just nipping that bud right now. So clearly
They
they
managed to keep a hold. At least a hold big enough and small enough area to survive. So yeah, let's make some allies.
I would imagine that their reason for persisting is likely the other pack's indifference toward them. I know that Hannah and her 7 are keen to toy with them, but not so violently as you might think. As far as everyone else, I'm unsure. I don't see a reason for the warriors to tolerate their existence. I don't see a reason for the Nosferatu to be outclassed in their infiltration and destruction of other Cainites.
I mean, they're the sign of, the enzymes or whatever. I mean, is that something we want?
We gloriously wait for Cain's return, Mr. Esbrick. We are his angels.
In the end times would, have him return?
What I said is the reason that the Camarilla does not like them. Not necessarily Spot.
Yeah, I think it's like the rapture, but like
Then what's their purpose?
instead of going to heaven, we like just help Cain complete his goal because we're descendants.
You're
of
asking
Cain.
why they exist. Why do we exist? Existence is existence.
Yeah, why did the chicken or the egg come?
You're talking about what? Well, I'm just saying, like, if they're the sign
You're
of the
asking
end
questions that
times,
are too big.
No, I'm not. If they're like, are they bad in our book or are they good? I mean,
It's more of a personal preference for the most part. In my
Like how
book,
some
they're
Christians
not
are like,
bad.
don't swear. And then some people are like, who cares about swearing?
They can't help that they were born this way. They can fix it. They can, but that requires eating. So
Oh.
that would
If I
require.
was one of them, I'd just do that.
Like your ally said, Mr. Esbrick, it's all personal interpretation. Much of, as Victor said, the holy book is open to interpretation. One thing we can all agree on, though, is we serve Cain, and Gehenna is coming.
What he said.
here.
so what? So what does he want?
Our Father.
Yes.
Mr. BELLSHANE, I don't feel it's proper for me to preach to your pack. And I was never a priest.
Yeah, we'll take that one up later with our more or less priest. Just hold all your questions for now, please.
I don't need the preaching. I'm good. I'm not like him. I get the message. Go Kane. Team Kane.
He's a fucking poser. That's what he is.
I just understand the message, bro. We are descendants of Cain. Help Cain. I feel like it's pretty A to B, you know?
Sure. If you say so.
This guy won't murder people in the bar. Won't eats bunnies. Weird.
Personally, I don't fault you for asking these questions. I asked them myself and left for a long time because of the questions and the answers I got.
Well, thank you. I was never really a religious, guy before, but just trying to figure this stuff out. Yeah.
You all walk, giving a small sermon, we'll say, as you go. Bits of knowledge are gathered here. Eventually, you come to a chapel. It's a decent-sized church, not exactly like the vast cathedrals of Europe or the modern churches in the northern United States. Decent-sized, solid foundation, it looks like. Doesn't look run down or dilapidated. Looks functional. Almost welcoming, even. Felix looks at the building. I'll remain outside, if that's fine with all of you.
Sure, as long as you don't go snooping around again.
I assure you I have no need or desire to be anywhere inside that building. I won't be snooping. Scout's honor.
Can't step on consecrated grounds or something.
Grounds are anything but consecrated, Mr. ESBRICK.
Yes.
Are they now? That's wonderful.
I'll run up and open the door for everybody.
Like you're actually running to the door?
I figure we were like down, light jog, when we get close enough. I'm just opening the door.
There's a few short steps. There are double doors, not quite as large as like the manors that you just came from. Simple, wooden, amongst what looks like the Pueblo-style building. There's stained glass in each window, depicting different scenes of biblical affairs. Trey, you run up and open the doors.
Yeah.
Opening the doors, you quickly hear there's a speaker at the altar, we'll call it. The pews are not exactly filled, but there are inhabitants within them. Cursory glance, you can say at least over a dozen people are listening to this nighttime sermon. Individual in black robes laced with gold, halts his preaching as you open the doors. He is bald with tattoos across his skull. Looks like they are scattered all throughout. You can see tattoos on his face as well, along his neck, his hands. Too far to see his eyes or any other recognizable facial features, but you can definitely tell he is heavily inked. This congregation turns their heads towards you, Mr. ESBRICK. Please,
Y'all coming in or what? God damn.
come in and join us.
As we walk in, I'm just going to say apologies for interrupting, and I'll gesture for them to take a seat, and I'll sit down as well and let him finish his sermon.
Yeah, Wes just gives a polite nod.
Fucking gonna make it walk slower, make it more.
Then I'll drag my feet.
So you guys walk in. Congregation is filled with men and women, some in rags, others in finer clothing, not exactly like the tailored suits or the custom garments that you've seen the rich and the wealthy wear. But these people aren't necessarily wanting. They wait for you to sit and kind of turn their heads back to this preacher. Where do you guys sit? This is scattered. You can find yourselves a seat just about anywhere if you're comfortable sitting next to individuals that you don't know.
I assumed that they were just pews, so I was going to sit in like the rear of the church. I wasn't going to walk all the way to the front.
Come on, fill in. Let's move on.
Wes just follows what Victor is doing.
I mean, I was going to sit next to people, but towards the back, so I'm not disturbing as much as possible.
Understood. You guys take your seats. The gentleman's sermon continues. Victor, you recognize these words. He preaches from the Book of Nod. And you will know these last times by the time of thin blood, which will mark vampires who cannot beget. You will know them by the clanless who will come to rule, and you will know them by the wild ones who will hunt us even in the strongest city. You will know them by awakening of some of the eldest. The crone will awaken and consume all, and you will know these times, for a black hand will rise up and choke all those who oppose it. And those who eat heart's blood will flourish, and the kindred will crowd each to his own, and vitae will be as rare as diamonds. There's a mumbling amidst the pews. Preacher lets these words hang in the air.
That kind of sounds like shit. I'm just saying. That doesn't sound like a good time.
He continues the passage, flourishing his hands, creating a less somber scene. The revelation, the end times are not usually preached with such vigor, Victor. But he almost brings an air of excitement to the room. to his flock. Mark these signs, they are coming. Gehenna will be on earth. Mark the shadow which flies. Mark the dragon which rises. Mark the darkness which moves. Mark the shadow of the moon continues. Preaching the signs of Gehenna. The congregation joins in some of these words. Equally as excited, it seems.
Are these metaphors, or are there actual dragons?
If you've never been to a church before, you're not supposed to ask this many questions.
Oh, okay, I'll stop talking.
Clanless all, they will wash over our walls. Clanless all, they will know our secret ways. Clanless all, they are Lilith's foul get. Clanless all, they are newly awake. Clanless all, no family, no sign, no loyalty, no elder. His eyes rest on your pack. Briefly, but enough time for you all to notice. Beware those who walk without a clan, for they will be our undoing. Pity them. Adopt the orphans where you can, but watch them. In them is the bad seed of their sire. He rests his hands on the altar and lets these words hang once more.
I thought everybody has a clan. I'm sorry.
Go now, first flame. Go now, first sign. Go now, Legion of Cain. And be at peace, knowing your place in Gehenna is secure. People begin to rise. They talk. People greet one another. An individual kind of looks to all of you, turning from his place in his pew. Holds out his hand to all of you.
Nice to meet you. I'll reach out and shake it.
Good evening. Good evening. Shakes each of your hands if you let him.
Wes dabs him up.
You do this.
Wes is too young and immature.
Trey, Jason, do you guys shake his hand?
Shaking his hand.
Yeah.
He says nothing else to you all. He seems to just be greeting newcomers. There are a couple others that come that are close to you and do this. Eventually, the preacher is sort of packing up the book, folding some of the cloth. Everyone else is mingling, catching up on current affairs and sort of end of sermon congregation.
Out of curiosity, when he shook my hand, did I notice anything?
In what particular are you looking for, Mr. BELLSHANE?
Something pricking my hand or a cloth? Anything like that?
Wits
I
and
don't
awareness,
know.
please.
I don't know shit about thin blood sorcery, but I don't trust it.
I just look around.
I'm gonna rouse the blood. And that failed.
Bringing you to what level of hunger?
Oh well, I just drank a bar full of people, so 1.
As you do.
Seven. Got a crit.
Excellent. No cloth, no pinprick to steal your precious vitae. You do notice that the nails on his hand have been ripped away.
Alrighty then. Gonna let that one sit where it is. I'm gonna go talk to the preacher.
The rest of you follow?
Sure.
Go mingle.
Yep.
Go mingle.
Les follows, but doesn't really follow because Victor said to go mingle. Les like 15 feet away talking to someone, but not really talking to them.
I'll mingle as close to the preacher as I could get.
Easy enough. I mean, you can mingle with the
Riding on
preacher.
my coattails, man.
Jason,
Gonna go mingle. Probably somewhere near the back, near the door.
understood. Everyone give me a D10 roll. We'll see who we start out with.
Like an actual D10?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, give me a second.
9.
9.
I also got a 9.
Beautiful.
I got a 3.
8.
Jason and Wes, kindly roll again.
Got 9.
6.
We start with you, Jason.
That's important.
Who would you like to speak with? There are men, women, of varying ages here. Just use it close to the door.
Yeah.
Understood. Approach someone.
Preferably
Go on.
somewhere in preferably somewhere where I can still see, Victor over on the stage or wherever he's talking to the preacher.
Understood. Young woman, red hair, green eyes. Very clearly not a native of Mexico City. But you approach. What would you like to see? What would you like to say? What would you like to do?
Hello there. Good to meet you. My name is Jason Dorn. Do you come here often?
As much as I can. Good to meet you, Jason. I'm Rachel.
Good to meet you. So then, how long have you been coming to this church?
Just for 6 months now. Freshly arrived in the city 7 months, 8 months ago. And you? Are you? Or I don't believe I've seen your friends before.
Oh, very recently, within the month. Still getting ourselves adjusted to this place.
Well, we're happy to have you. You're safe here.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
What did you think of the sermon?
It was interesting. I haven't actually been a part of one of these sermons before, so it was an enlightening experience.
He does have a way with the verses. It puts confidence in times to come.
Like the man who can speak like that makes you think everything's going to turn out right.
I agree. You guys continue this conversation. We'll get back to you again very shortly, Jason. If you have anything for her or anything of a note. We fade over to TREY. What's the topic of your conversation? Who do you approach? There are men, women, again, of varying ages.
Hmm. Can I beat Victor to the preacher?
Not without actively showing your vigor and your eagerness to do so.
Fast walk to the preacher.
Victor,
I don't speak to him though. I turn.
Victor, you see this. He starts to kind of pick up his pace.
I'm not playing that game.
TREY, you quick walk toward the altar, toward where he's kind of finishing up and cleaning up his stuff, and then you kind of swoop hard right, hard left. Just whoever's closest.
Yeah, whoever's closest.
Older gentleman, salt and pepper hair, sort of a faded brown Carhartt jacket, dirty jeans and work boots. You seem new. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Same. Yeah, same. I'm TREY. Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, TREY. He holds out his hand.
I'll shake it.
Juan Gonzalez. So friends call me Gonzo.
Gonzo, that's a cool name.
May feel free to use it.
Oh, thank you. So, what brings you around these parts?
Born, raised, and looking for faith. Are you looking for a path?
I guess. Well, just I guess information. Yeah, I guess. Just trying to get an understanding of everything.
I can tell from when I saw you, whenever you first entered, you were seeking.
I don't know if that's is that a good thing or I guess not. It's like a noob or something.
There's nothing wrong with being new. There's nothing wrong with being lost. Even. That's how we all start out. That's how we all begin to learn. We wasn't that long ago, believe it or not, that I had that same curiosity, the same look in my eye. Especially with the new changes.
New changes.
You're young again when you're turned. It's difficult to be a fresh, new babe in this world. Especially when you think you have so much life experience.
Well, I mean, how long has it? I don't know if this is like a question How long has it been? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't mind at all. I was turned some 2 years ago. Perhaps a little longer.
And you found your path yet?
I think I have. I think that, circumstances and what the Dark Father wills guided me here. Have you?
No, not yet. But I'll be curious to to know what you know, if you don't mind, if you got time to talk.
Of course, this is a place of learning, a place of conversation and truth. Of course. You guys continue this conversation. We'll come back to you, Mr. ESBRICK, if you have anything of note. West.
West goes to whoever looks like the closest to his age.
Young woman, tan skin, the left side of her head, side and top, is shaved, a sort of overarching cut on the right side. Hair is about shoulder length on her right side. There's a few tattoos along her fingers. Looks about your age, college age. She's kind of just standing there watching everyone.
Alright, Wes walks up, goes, nice hair. Are you new here? You're not talking to anybody.
Yeah, this is only like my 4th time coming. Are you?
Yeah, it's my first time.
I think I may have been the newest before you all arrived, so thanks for that.
Yeah, we're new to the city too, so.
Not locals then. Just where are you from?
I think we're all from different places. I grew up in a small town in Arizona, so.
Oh, well. Welcome to Mexico.
Thanks. So you've been here a while?
Yeah. I was born closer up north. You know Mexicali?
Yeah.
Yeah. From there.
Oh, okay. So what brings you down here, though?
Couldn't really stay where I was after...
Oh. I didn't have much trouble staying where I was.
Lucky you. Are you, are you fully... Are you thin blood?
No.
Ah.
What's the name? La Sombra?
I don't know what that is.
I like the dark and the dark lakes in me.
Cool. in yellow, by the way.
Wesley. People call me West though.
West. Were you born in the West?
I guess technically it's Arizona. It's in the West of the United States. So
That's like, it's like Southwest.
yeah, but like that's still there's a W there. You know, you like abbreviated. It's SW.
I'm gonna call you Southwest.
It's still West. So
You guys continue this conversation. We'll come back to you, Wes, if there's anything of note. Mr. BELLSHANE.
Good evening, priest. Hold my hand out to shake.
Looks up. He holds his hand out and takes yours. You can see now the tattoos across his skin are various symbols. There are numbers in old, almost like the Times New Roman font. Very clearly from your dealings in the law and your previous practice, you can see that some of these are gang tattoos. Did you find my sermon enjoyable?
Enjoyable, interesting, very different from what I'm used to, especially on the topic at hand, but definitely not bad. It was nice seeing everyone so excited and energetic in a church.
It's I picked it up in my previous life. You learn some things when you're dragged.
Inside.
Correct.
Hmm.
I don't recall seeing you before.
That is because we are brand new, making the rounds, saying hello, trying to make friends. You know,
Well, you'll find many friends here.
that's what I'm hoping. Victor BELLSHANE.
Mr. BELLSHANE takes your hand once more, shakes it, kind of hesitates as he now seems to be looking you up and down and kind of taking you in. Carlos. What brings you to my flock, Mr. BELLSHANE?
Oh, like I said, just reaching out, hands of friendship from one pack to another.
Most interesting. Well, feel free to mingle, visit, enjoy yourself as much as you'd like. As I said, you'll find many friends here.
So, how do you, I don't know how to just come out and say this. How do you feel about the way that everything here in Mexico City is right now?
Straight to the point, I see. I admire that. Truth and forthrightness is to be admired. Mexico suits me. The current climate is tense, but I will shepherd my flock to their purpose.
Bringing the end times? Is that why the particular sermon?
You caught us on an awkward day, certainly. One's first time in church should never be about the apocalypse.
If every church talked about the apocalypse the way this one does, I think more people would be ready for it.
Most people don't seem to understand that the end is not truly the end. We are right
Beginning
to
of something
fear
new.
our Dark Father. We are right to fear the end of what we know. But we shouldn't run from it. Indeed, Cain's angels, the sword of Cain, we rush toward him. When he rises, all will be right. It's a harrowing thought, a terrifying thing to look forward to. So long as we follow his teachings, we have nothing truly to fear.
I like that.
Being what we are, we have to take solace wherever we can. We are the plague on our kind. We are the end of Cainites, Mr. BELLSHANE. But also the beginning. Caitiff, thin blood. The clanless will come to rule, as it is said. Vampires that cannot beget are the first stage, the first step, the first flame of Gehenna. I admit I don't know anything about you. I am not as equipped as some of the others to gather information, but I fear you may have me at a disadvantage. I don't even know how long you've been in town for, or if you're local, or this is your first time visiting, or if you've been watching from the shadows. Whereas you may know a great deal more about me.
Put your mind at ease. Don't know. We're newly arrived. Like I said, just making our rounds. Trying to find our place here without stepping on anybody else's toes.
Mhm. Are you Duskborn?
No.
You'll find that there's not many places you cannot belong then.
Yeah, but it's always nicer when you can go over and ask your neighbor for a cup of sugar.
We're always willing to lend out ingredients to friendly neighbors. Your
Then I'll
boys,
stand.
are they Duskborn?
No. None of us are.
Some of them appear to be quite young. Lucky. Are they yours?
No, but that one right there. Point over at West, and I'm just gonna. He really wants to be.
You see West is or are you pointing to West or Trey? Who are you
To
pointing
West.
to? Okay. There was a comment made earlier that put some confliction there. You see West. Daniela is showing you something on her phone. One of her Instagram photos that got a decent number of likes. She's basically like, I'm Instagram famous. Are you Instagram famous, Southwest? Do you have an Instagram? You should.
Her phone should be glitching like a mother right now. Just saying.
A little bit of tweak, but it's not. The Lasombras clan bane only really extends to you guys. Not you're not walking EMPs.
No. I'm too busy, like, tap into the void and stuff.
You try too hard to be deep, if I can say freely. It's okay to be surface level sometimes.
Like literally, like the darkness itself.
How old are you?
It's like 35.
Give me I'm gonna give you a choice. I mean, you can go persuasion and subterfuge or manipulation subterfuge.
Why'd you make me mingle? Why'd you make me mingle?
Out of character, I just want to say I'm trying really hard not to just be like, and Victor's gonna activate Arms of Ahriman and just whip him in the back of the head real fast.
Wes, a subterfuge roll from you, please.
What? Subterfuge and what?
Manipulation or persuasion, your choice.
2 either way. So. Only got 2 dice. Two successes.
2 successes. She kind of looks you over and is just right. Well, when you're done tapping into the void, you should make an Instagram. Like, I mean, even something as simple as this one. She kind of pulls up another one. Mr. Terrible Tourist. There's a lot of pictures of just concrete stop signs and like coffee cups and things. The captions, though, it's kind of humorous, actually. It's a picture of a stop sign that says, had a great time in Paris this weekend. And it's just a normal stop sign. You'd have no way of knowing that it was actually Paris. Another one, took a trip to Belgium this week, and it's just a picture of an empty plate of what appear to have been maybe something with syrup.
What's the point of this?
It's humor. It's comedy. It's like, it's. Oh, look,
Yeah,
I'm in.
why
It's
that make it funny?
Because it's satire on the people that are just taking pictures, like by the Eiffel Tower, like, oh, I'm in Paris. Whereas this is just, like, oh, it's a stop sign.
No one's there.
You don't.
And like, it's not in French.
You're really getting. Really are really one with that void, huh?
I'm sorry that I have a brain and I decided to use it.
Just feels like, you have no sense of humor at this point.
I like funny things. I used to be very into memes before I started having to, stay out at night.
You can look at memes at nighttime, you know that, right?
Listen, bro. Powers come with consequences. Okay?
What are you, Spider-Man?
That's not even the right quote. Wes walks away.
Can I hear this?
No, you can see just like a frustration on her part. It's not really like an argument. She's poking. They're both poking fun at one another. Yeah, it's not really an argument or anything like that. It's not really like heated or like loud.
Also, like, how dare her not know the right line? Just turns around and walks off. Good power comes with great responsibility.
Jason, anything on your end you'd like to speak with the individual about?
No, I think we're just talking about church. Can't really think of anything that's going on that would be as interesting as the whole thing going on over there.
Understood. Mr. ESBRICK?
Yeah.
Anything on your end? Anything you'd like to discuss?
No, just paths and you can't. Yeah, where can I get one of those books
Which book?
like the one he was reading from?
Oh. That's a difficult question to answer.
It's just I'm just trying to. I got friends and I ask questions and they give me shit all the time, so I'm just trying to
Learn on your own. Yeah, it's understandable. If you speak with him, I'm sure he'd be able to take down some passages for you. It's not exactly mass-produced, Not exactly in the drawer of every hotel room.
Okay, I got you. All right.
But certain passages, and if you seek wisdom, Carlos can offer you that.
Oh, that Carlos is his name?
Yes.
No, okay. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course. We're in this together. All of us. Looks at the congregation. Mr. BELLSHANE, anything else on your end as you kind of pointed to west and you see that there's looks like a debate going on?
Oh, he was asking me questions. I was actually getting ready to leave before he asked that one.
Mm-hmm. But you point to west and he nods and says, well, if he would like to be your child, it only shows admiration. That's a responsibility on your part, Mr. BELLSHANE, to guide him, to teach him, to keep him on the right path.
Well, in my eyes, to be honest, they're all my kids. So.
Admirable. Taking in the strays, much as our passage discussed today, Mr. BELLSHANE.
Intentionally taking in strays, but if it works, it works.
To be admired. The orphans are to be saved. I look forward to seeing you throughout the city, Mr. BELLSHANE, but I'm curious as to... You said you were seeking friends and allies. To what purpose? I hope you'll forgive me for thinking that there is a motive, rather than just friendship.
Well, I wouldn't say there's a purpose just yet. I don't know enough about everything going on here to have a purpose. For now, it's just making sure I'm not, upsetting anybody, hopefully making allies. End goal, preferably, to have all of us on one side again, instead of the way it seems now where everybody's just doing their own thing.
Cain's angels are divided. It is a sad thing when the words he left for us are ignored, misinterpreted.
Personally, it really pisses me off knowing that the Camarilla was able to take advantage of this.
The benefit of a structure, no doubt. We've lost a majority of ours. I was not around for... I was not around for the old Mexico. I was not around for the structure that the Sabbat once had. I'm sure it was glorious. But we still persist. Without leaders, without organization, we may come to blows with one another. But we persist.
Because unlike those that are stuck in their ways, we adapted. That doesn't mean we should have lost everything.
Too right, Mr. BELLSHANE, too right. We'll see. The beckoning has weakened everything. Even the Camarilla. It's a new dawn of a new age. The first flame of Gehenna has been lit. We'll see where the table tips.
Well, we should already know. The black hand rises up and chokes.
Give me wits and insight, Mr. BELLSHANE.
Feel like I just said something stupid. Oh, 3 successes.
3 successes. The Black Hand can refer to a great many deal of things. Sabbat has called themselves the Black Hand alongside the Sword of Cain. You know, there is the Black Hand within the Sabbat. And there's the Black Hand of the Book of Nod. The parable or the metaphor, we'll say. Possibly that is the reason that the Sabbat have taken that name, the Black Hand, because of the Book of Nod. It's debated here and about, not as scholars. As you say this, the Black Hand rises up and chokes. There's a longing in his eyes. It brings a little bit of sadness, the mention of the Black Hand.
Did I upset you?
No. It is right and just what you say. I just wish I had arrived sooner. I wish I had seen. Before division, before the beckoning, before everything. There's so many different paths and interpretations. What the Sword of Cain should be, should do. I would have liked to have seen it when things were closer.
Well, hopefully, eventually, get back to that. But only time will tell.
Perhaps. You and your children are always welcome here, Mr. BELLSHANE. Though I must warn you, association with us will bring you no love from others. Not to say that you'll find enemies because of it. But certainly no love will be found.
Fine.
He finishes folding up and setting aside the candles and things. Feel free to mingle. Enjoy yourself. I must return these things to their proper place.
Give him a nod. Thank you for your time.
And you for yours. Good evening, Mr. BELLSHANE.
You as well. And then I'll just, I guess, just make rounds.
You do this. Jason, Trey, you guys were just continuing your conversations, correct? Discussing the church. Wesley, you had stormed away at the misquote of Spider-Man.
How dare that stupid bitch?
Did you speak with anybody else?
No, was just like stood a distance from Victor waiting.
Victor, you can see the others of your pack are spread throughout this place.
Gonna let them keep mingling. There's nothing wrong with actually having some friends, hopefully, after what they just went through.
Understood. You guys see Victor has ceased his conversation with the preacher.
I'll approach Victor.
Little energetic there, weren't you?
What are you talking about?
Know what I'm talking about. Speed walking up to the preacher and then changing your mind at the last second.
I don't know what you mean. You told me to mingle. I mingled it. So, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. You
So
learn
yeah,
anything?
I mean, the guy's name is Juan. You know, we talked about, path and stuff. You know, I mean, it was pretty nice, and so far, pretty nice people. A way hell of a lot nicer than the ones we met before. So,
Most of them are, which is a shame that they get persecuted the way they do.
yeah, that's what bullies do, I guess. So are we gonna hang around here longer, or
If you want to make more friends,
man, I mean, it's whatever you want to do. Yeah.
I was just giving y'all some respite. How much longer do we have before sunup?
Number of hours. About 5.
Oh, we got plenty of time.
Did they find a new spot for us, or are they still looking?
I will not be the one to get that text.
Well, well, well. All right. Well, I guess I'll go mingle some more. This is awkward.
You don't have to. It's a choice.
Yeah.
If everybody wants to leave, we can leave. Yeah, okay, I get it. You're done. I'll walk around and see how the other guys are doing.
Find Jason having a fairly pleasant conversation about the congregation in the church.
So, what times do the do these get-togethers happen?
Twice a week. Wednesdays, Sundays.
We'll have to see if. Well, once we're a bit more settled in, I'm gonna see about if I will be able to come here more often.
We're almost
was a-
always here. But congregations like these, sermons, Sundays and Wednesdays.
Okay. I'll definitely have to come by from time to time then. It is a pleasant atmosphere here and just getting to know all of you.
It's pleasant to get to know you as well. I do hope you'll return soon.
Of course. I'll be seeing you around, Rachel.
Have an excellent day, Jason.
I'm gonna go find the others.
Again, you can see Trey and Victor together. Wesley kind of just waiting by the door, West.
Yeah, Wes doesn't have luxury looking at his phone, so he's playing with one of those, like, a little handheld, like, move the ball game.
Oh. That is beautiful.
The ones you get, like, in a shitty, like, fast food Happy Meal.
Guess I'll be heading
Drop
over
your
to
heart. Get the fucking ball.
Yep. Guess I'll head over to give you a little bit of help on that.
So, you guys all reunite.
Everybody's ready to go then?
Yep.
Yep. I'm gonna pick up my little full portrait that I left by the wall.
What?
I gotta say, I forgot you were still just carrying around a portrait of a man.
Yes, I'm keeping it. It's
Dude,
coming back.
you helped me painting.
And 3 fingers. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, don't forget that. We're still carrying around our loot.
Correct.
All I got is a ring. That's a.
It's conversation time.
I don't know what happened. It was a blackout blur for me. I had some bad blood.
All right. If you all are ready, then let's head on out. I probably would have been using Jason's phone to text to Laura and Monique.
Mhm. Yeah. You've been getting updates, Jason. Being Hikata and a good Catholic boy, I would assume you put your phone on silent throughout the sermon and such.
Do you know me?
There's a number of updates from your pack mates. A place has been procured. They'll send you the address when everything is clean. It's the exact wording they used.
Well then, boss, we have a place apparently. Address is cleaned, and seems like we will be having a very nice place to stay.
Please. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, do we have one of those books?
Yes.
Cool.
Laura keeps it. Wait,
Hmm.
no,
Who's
not
Laura?
Laura. God, don't keep doing that.
Is there another?
I don't know who you're talking about. Victor, are you good, man?
No, Laura was someone from. That would explain why I keep doing that.
Are we gonna
Oh.
meet her? Are we meeting
No.
her here or something?
Yeah,
Laura's
she's just
good.
somebody that you used to know. I should treat you like a stranger.
Laura is
You
no
feel so
longer
low.
with us.
Oh,
So,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
happy for you.
You guys step outside. Felix is not present.
Didn't he promise?
I mean, what you wanted him to do, to just wait out here for how long was he in there? 30 minutes?
He can
an
use
hour?
a phone.
Does he have your number?
I'm just saying, like, he could have been out here looking at me.
Is there any, I don't know, chihuahuas on the ground or something?
What's an awareness, please? Anybody can make this roll.
God.
What's in what?
Awareness.
Awareness.
You guys' dogs are still with you as well, by the way. The problem with having animal companions is you need to remember where they are.
What are you talking about?
With me
I'm just
at
gonna
all times.
Great, 1 success.
call
4
Hades.
successes.
4 successes.
4 successes. 1
Copying
success.
me, bro.
Those of you with 4 very clearly see there is not a trail, but a sort of path that is being traveled by rats along the right side of the building, scurrying almost like an ant line, not quite as solid or consistent, but every rat that passes seems to follow the exact same path.
Hey, Trey, can you talk to those vermin?
I'm immediately gonna start following that and calling Hades.
Follow the boss.
You call Hades, you guys
Little.
follow, or rather, Victor, you follow the rats. The rest of you follow Victor.
I told Trey to do his Dr. Doolittle.
I tell you to fuck off.
Ask the rats what they're doing, man.
I'll whistle for Lucille and follow Pack Daddy.
Okay.
I'm following too, but I'm just telling you whatever, man.
Felix is taken, what you guys have seen, to an alleyway where he is laid down. Again, you guys were traveling with a body.
I swear to God. Remember that.
So,
Body?
the Nos.
No, I thought we left him at the bar.
Did you leave him at the bar?
I guess not.
Last I checked, you guys were weekend at burying him around this fucking city.
I kind of forgot about him.
Yeah.
But Ramos didn't. Ramos never forget.
Where's the body, guys?
Hey guys,
I'll leave that up to Victor.
where's the body?
I mean, I didn't say we left it at the bar, I guess, so I guess it's with us. Felix has just been weakening and burning this guy, so, whatever.
Oh yeah, I think we decided West was going to be the one carrying him because he wasn't there originally. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, West was the one carrying.
What's the whole time you're talking to this girl? Yeah, so anyway.
You guys find Felix in the alley with the torpor Nosferatu. But another issue is at hand here as well. He has a serrated blade out in his right hand. He has stabbed someone in the chest and is feeding. This individual is wearing tattered clothing, no shoes, long toenails pointed. Yeah, this is where you guys find Felix.
What
Hey, yo,
the
Felix,
fuck?
What the fuck?
Pulls his face away and just... Oh, you done with church?
You suck, man.
We just ate at the bar.
Tell me that's human or Nos. Just not one of them.
Steps out of the out of the way. You guys get a clear path. This is very clearly Nosferatu. There's a deep hole in his cheek. It's difficult to see what is the curse of Nosferatu and what Felix has done. He very clearly has brutalized this individual. We're being followed. I don't like being followed. I know that you don't have an issue too much with the Nosferatu knowing where you are, but I don't care to be followed. This individual is still alive. He's kind of reaching out. Just you twist the knife a little bit and says, "Go back to your friends and remind them of a proverb that we all should keep in mind, I think. The first to die in any jihad are the Nosferatu." Pulls out his knife. You can see viscera, blood, spray as the serrated blade comes free. This individual begins to run. The rats seem to have been trying to come to this Nosferatu's aid. He kind of gets up, staggers away, mumbling something. Felix looks angry. He's been fairly jovial or carefree, aloof when he was confessing his sins to you guys. But this is him angry.
I'm guessing the Nos just booked it out of there.
He's trying to book it. He's attempting to run. He's
Fucking his
not
best
doing well.
Can.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
How was
You
church? I'm great. Pull something out from his left side, kind of cast it aside. You can see he's bleeding. This alley is coated with vitae.
Church was fine. Where are our dogs?
I left them by the door. You can see both of them bounding up now.
Did he just attack you in the middle of the street, or did you lure him back here? Or?
No, I noticed some animals not quite acting right. I'm fairly familiar with the beasts of the city, and I rather than investigate, I went for a smoke. And lo and behold, a lone assassin. Adorable, really.
Probably just trying to make a name for himself. You sure you're alright?
I don't like being followed. Privacy is important to me, Victor. As I'm sure it's important to all of you. But it's of no consequence now. How was everything? Did you make your allies?
Yeah, I think so.
Excellent.
Seemed to go pretty well.
They're
Cool,
nice
we
people.
did our job.
Nice people. Not people, Mr. Esbrick. They're...
Got you in a bind here, doesn't he?
Either way. Where to next?
I should probably call it a night, let you recoup, because the only other stop that I know of that we need to make is the Warriors, and I doubt you want to go in there now.
No, I don't think that would be wise. We can reconvene tomorrow night, if you are all willing to call it a good evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably get these kids answers, especially that one. I'm just gonna look at TREY. Thank you for taking care of our tail.
I would be lying if I said I did it for you. But you're welcome nonetheless.
Exactly.
Oh,
Staying with us again, or
going to handle some business the rest of the evening. Nothing too terrible, just keeping sure that my resting places are all, which are compromised, which are not. I'll meet with you all tomorrow night. You'll take
Can
my...
you give him your phone number? Because we are not going to be staying at the same place tonight.
Understood. Wise decision.
Upgrade, people. Upgrade.
Okay, just so just please.
Are we
Here.
taking the NOS or leaving them? Well, I just dragged him along because I figured, hostage. If I don't know, it's up to you, Pack Daddy.
Whatever you want to do with them, Big V.
Can we use them in some way?
Do
Or...
you want him?
Me?
Yeah.
I will leave him to the sun. You want information, you want a hostage, it's best you take him. I will string him up to the highest building
Why
I
would
can
you need
find.
him?
Yeah, but we don't want to take him to our home because if we do ever let him go, he knows where we live. Yeah, we can blindfold him.
You might not want
Yeah.
to leave. You might enjoy us. Like Felix. He likes us.
We could always eat them. I'm just saying. Backup plan.
Yeah,
I really want to know what Felix's reaction was to that.
Felix is keeping an eye on the front and back of the alley. Not didn't register, it looks like.
Oh. He likes us. Whatever. Yeah, we'll take him. He's still unconscious, yeah?
He's torpored. He's not moving.
So even when you're torpor, you can still hear and see. Want to fix that.
Correction,
we'll-
when you are staked, you can still hear and see. When you are torpored, I'd have to check, actually. We'll get back to that on another day.
Oh, okay. Because I thought staking made you enter torpor and then
Staking
same effect.
staking has a torpor-like effect, but you can spend a willpower and basically move a finger and whatnot. Once you're beaten into torpor, I believe you're basically rotted into sleep. But I'll double check.
Okay. We'll blindfold him and probably just wrap something around his head entirely.
Excellent. Felix looks to you all and says, "A good evening then, and I will see you all tomorrow night."
Be
Have a
safe.
good one. Call Monique and Moshenka and have them come pick us up.
Excellent.
Of course.
They do so. In what looks like a stolen Mercedes-Benz.
I'd expect no less.
But this, with knowledge being given, with verse being read, this is where we'll close tonight's episode of Book of Saints. We, of course, thank you all for joining us. I have been your storyteller for tonight's chronicle, Gilbert Ramos, found everywhere at Ramos the Nomad. It's TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, all the social media things. We, of course, have been the Rolling Nomads, found over here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads, found on Twitter, where it's best to keep us where we keep you up to date with our, late showings, our technical issues, anything like that, anything that might be a schedule change, over on Twitter, @_Rolling Nomads. You can find these episodes and previous episodes over on YouTube, youtube.com/Rolling Nomads, where we upload every Tuesday and Thursday, except for this week because I did not get the episode of Scion in time. But no matter, it will be up by tonight. Anyone else have anything to plug?
You never do.
I'm not real.
Gotta
I exist
check.
only for
Gotta
this
check.
2-hour period.
I am a ghost.
I vanish.
Gotta check, make sure you guys aren't suddenly, working on other projects or,
I'm never gonna come
Oh,
back to life. It's been 13 years around.
I built a building, or I now run a multimedia empire.
I'm buried 6 feet underground, 13 months. All right, you know that as well as I do. Abraham Rivers Cemetery, Plot 45. Let's move on.
Fantastic. With that being said, we thank you again for joining us, and we hope you'll join us again next Friday, same time, same place, same Cainites. We'll see you then.
Have a good time.
Later.